A Camping We Will Go is the 22nd episode of the first season of Barney, and this one isn't that nostalgic for me. I watch Barney partly for the nostalgia, partly to see how educational it is. This one's relatively educational, but it's certainly going to be very eye opening for any young children who have perhaps never been camping or who aren't even aware of the concept of camping. I have never been camping in my life, and I don't really want to, so that part of it wasn't nostalgic for me. And the songs, they weren't very nostalgic either, and there weren't too many opportunities for learning about things other than generally learning about camping. So it's not a personal favourite, but it's certainly not a bad episode. And it starts off with the children in the classroom, and then with Barney's help, they use their imagination to imagine that they're camping. And pretty much the whole thing is on the campsite. And the set design's really effective, it's very atmospheric. All of that works really well, and they talk about different aspects of camping, such as nature. There's an adorable bunny at one point, and there's obviously some information about food you eat when camping, such as s'mores, and Luci tells a scary story at one point. So I do think it definitely represents what a typical camping trip might look like. I say this as somebody whose only knowledge of camping comes from films and TV shows, but that works really well. The songs are certainly plentiful. There are many, many songs in this. So I will go through them now, but I don't have that many thoughts on them because a lot of them I just never heard of before. So we start off with A Camping We Will Go, which of course is a pretty great song that I actually, well, I don't know if I had heard of it, but it is to the tune of The Farmer in the Dell, so I'm very aware of the tune. I'm not 100% sure if I'd heard that version, but it's pretty good. Then we have one that I definitely know, and it's If You're Happy and You Know It, which is a great song. Then we have Be Kind to Your Web-Footed Friends, Sarasponda, and We Like Rocks, none of which mean anything to me. But then we have Kookaburra, which is a really great song and one that definitely took me back to my childhood. Then we have Little Cabin in the Forest Green, which means nothing to me. And then The Other Day I Met a Bear, which is a song that I've come to know through watching Barney. I don't think I'd ever heard of it before, but it's pretty good. I quite like that song. And then we have Scary Stories and S'mores, and then the brilliant She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, which is definitely nostalgic for me. And then we finish up with some more that don't mean anything to me, including Rickey Raccoon, I Love the Mountains, and Starlight, Starbright. So, well, Starlight, Starbright I am aware of, but it's not one that's particularly nostalgic for me. So the songs are all good, there's nothing wrong with any of them, but compared to the average Barney episode, I really was unfamiliar with a large amount of these. But it was still pretty decent, definitely very atmospheric. Barney's outfit was wonderful, having the trees in the background and the tent there and sitting around this pretend campfire, I just thought it looked really great. So maybe not a personal favourite, but it's certainly very educational about what one might expect when camping. And some pretty good songs in there too. It's not too bad, not a highlight, but it's still a pretty decent episode.